Hey everybody, so tonight we are going to do our Pool 101 class about pool equipment. So welcome as you join us. This is going to be our first class of 3. The next Pool 102 is going to be about opening
day.
Yeah, opening your pool. Pool 103 class is going to be about your chemicals and the ongoing maintenance of your pool. So tonight, like we said, we're going to talk about equipment and all of that prepping. And then the next one, we'll let you know when that is. We're going to talk about opening day of your pool, and then number 3 is chemicals and ongoing maintenance. So just a reminder, now through Saturday is a buy one get one half of the exclusive dog food sale. Exclusive is an awesome product from Purina. They have some amazing ingredients in it, and it's really great. It has a stomach care ingredient in it as well, or I guess ingredients that help with stomach care.
Correct.
But it's buy one get one half. And then also we're doing this awesome new thing where you can order online on our website at cleaverfarm.com/store, or you can actually text us and order your dog food as well. We will deliver it for free, and you can set up a reoccurring auto like a subscription for your dog food. And so it will just automatically deliver and come to your house whenever you deem necessary, every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. So you can text your orders in to the 620-431-6070, our main store number. Just let us know that you want to order the dog food. We'll get it delivered right out to you. But that buy one get one half is going on through Saturday. So tonight is Pool 101 with Caitlin, and we are learning about pool equipment. So without further ado, here we go. If you have questions about pool equipment, post them in the comments. Pool 102, like we said, is going to be opening day, and then Pool Class 103 is going to be chemicals and maintenance. So we'll try to stick to kind of those questions as we go to the next classes, but tonight it's definitely about equipment, so if you have questions, just holler.
Yeah, so a little bit of backstory. I'm not a pool expert, but I've probably been around pools for the last 15 years, opening them and stuff. So I have a lot of people who come see me in the store and ask questions, talk to me about their pools. And so Cassie and I talked about this last year, and we felt like it would be really beneficial just to take the time to do a video about pools. And when we really started talking about it, I was like, there's a lot to talk about, and you can't get it all in one video. So like she said, tonight's all about the equipment, and we just want to go over the basics. So this is before you ever even decide to open your pool. It's great to go check your equipment out, because too many times we see people get out there the day that they're opening their pool, and they're frustrated, or they don't have all the parts, so then they're trying to make something work, and it really will just cause problems later on through the season if you don't have stuff correct. So first thing we want to talk about, every pump is different. You have different brands, different styles, but one thing that you want to check is every pump. If you can see, this is the lid, and that black ring right there is an O-ring. If there is any nicks or any problems with that O-ring, you will have suction problems throughout your whole season. So you want to make sure that's really nice, that it seats well as well. You don't want it to be too big, you don't want it to be too small. So the one it comes with, if you've ever had to replace it, you want to make sure that you're getting one that's identical to what it came with. If you have any problems, we see a lot of times we get to pools and people will be like, I can't ever get my lid off. And so you can put a silicone lubricant around this O-ring. Make sure it's a silicone lubricant. Other lubricants can cause the O-rings to gum up, so you don't want to just use anything that you can find out of the toolbox.
So if I don't know what size my O-ring is there a standard size, or do I just bring it in?
No, not a standard size. So the best thing is to bring your pool lid in, and then I always recommend people taking a picture of the model of their pump. So just take that picture, bring it in. We have a pool supplier that we can order supplies through. We actually even stock O-rings in the store, so sometimes we can get them just to line up.
Super easy,
yeah. So that's the lid. Every pump should have a basket.
Crusty.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this here in a little bit, but every pump should have a basket. So make sure that your pump still has its basket. If you don't have a basket in your pump, it will allow debris and stuff to get to your pump. It'll end up ruining your pump if you don't have that in there. And then some pumps will have 2 plugs, some pumps will have 1. But
Okay,
you always want to make sure.
Let me take this off of here. Hold on. Let me move the phone and let me let Caitlin show you the plugs, because sometimes this is something that I learned.
Yeah, so we've got a plug right here. And they actually have their plugs taken in for the winter, which is a good idea. They've kept them all together. And then, I don't know if you can show, but right around here, right behind this pot, right in the middle, if you can kind of tilt it down, my finger right here moving, there's a second plug here. And sometimes we have people get their pools completely full and they didn't realize there was a plug right here.
And you need to put the plug in, right?
Yes, you want to put the plug in. And one thing, you do not want to tighten your plug with a wrench. So if you over tighten them, these are plastic casings, you will break them and you will be investing in a brand new pump. There's no fixing the plastic casing once it's broke. So don't over tighten with a wrench. We will move on to the sand filter here. So if you have a sand filter, there's a couple different types of filters for a pool. There's a sand filter, there's cartridge filters, and there's DE filters. The most common around here is a sand filter, especially if you have a little bit larger pool. If you have a smaller pool, you're going to see a lot of cartridge filters. And your system will look a little bit different, but it's all the same mechanics, all the same basics. So we were talking a little bit, last year Cassie struggled a little bit with some cloudiness and some algae in their pool. And I was talking to him and I said, when was the last time you changed your sand? And
I said, we haven't changed our sand.
We gotta laugh. We haven't changed the sand. So that is one thing. We're gonna do some pictures when they're ready to change the sand. We'll do some pictures and some updates on changing that sand. But really, about every 2 years, you should change the sand out in this pool, in these sand filters. That's ultimately what's filtering out any of the debris and helps with your cloudiness, your algae with your pool. So make sure, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't know the last time I changed my sand, then we should probably go ahead and get that changed this year. It's super simple.
And do I just go to the hardware store and grab regular old sandbox sand?
No, no. So and on the side of this, it'll say, but it's a number 20 silica sand.
Okay, let me see if I can show them how to where that is.
Yeah,
so you
and
can show them.
your sand filter will tell you. Every sand filter has a different amount that it requires. And so the first thing you want to look at is what your model is. So we find it right here under this, above the serial number. Theirs is an SD40. So then we can come up to this chart and we can find SD40 and media required is 150. So they need 150 pounds of silica sand. And actually, Cassie, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go ahead and make a ticket for you and we'll deliver it out to the house. Did you know that we can do that for you?
I would love if you could just deliver my sand out to the house, because then my husband isn't grumpy pants that I have to make him bring it home. Andrea asked if we were doing pools now. She's looking for a saltwater pool.
Yeah, so we are not building pools, and actually I have some bad news. Our pool supplier, because of the craziness of last year and the demand for pools, they're actually already out of pools. So if you can find a pool, you should get your hands on it. You can do saltwater pools, you can do chlorine pools, and we'll talk more about those when we get to the chemical maintaining of the pool. So change the sand out. When we're talking equipment, we'll change the sand out. We'll get that up and going. And then that way we know that when we start the season, we have all of our equipment up and ready to go. Another thing is your sand filters will all have a pressure gauge on them.
I was going to show them this one too.
Here, I can turn this on and leave it hooked up.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah, it's like a bowl here. So you'll have a pressure gauge on your sand filters. A lot of times people are like, oh, my pressure gauge hasn't worked for a long time. But if you want to do and not have to struggle with your pool and maintaining it, get a new pressure gauge on there, because you can tell as your pressure rises, it's a great indicator of when you need to backwash your sand filter.
Because it tells you it's crusty.
That's correct. Yep, it's building up
flowing.
pressure because it has debris in the sand. So sand's doing its job, but you just need to backwash it, get the sand cleaned again. We have these at Cleavers. They're most of them are they're all just a standard thread. If you're questioning whether or not yours is a standard thread, you can bring yours in. This will just twist off. Be careful not to break it. But so make sure your sand filter is up and going. Your pressure gauge, is up and going.
And mine, you said mine right here is a great example of it's not, because then it's not resting at zero already, like it's
It's
not even
already
hooked
at
up
5
yet.
pounds of pressure.
And so it's
There's
gonna be
not
wrong.
5 pounds of pressure in this sand filter right now.
So I need to get a new one.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
A little plumber's putty and the new thing.
Yeah,
will be-
thread tape, plumber's,
Yeah.
yep, plumber's paste, yep, that'll work great for you there.
Okay.
Go ahead and think about your cover. There's a lot of planning that goes into taking care of a pool. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just go jump in, cannonball, take care of this thing. But if you want to not have troubles with your pool, do some pre-planning and do some ritual planning with your pool. So think about your cover. It's had all winter long to collect debris. If there's any debris on that cover, it's just gonna go right into the pool. So we'll talk more about that next time when we talk about the actual opening day of the
But be
pool.
prepared to clean it off.
Yeah, if you're getting your equipment out and you're getting it all cleaned up, go ahead and just spray the cover off, wipe it off with the shop broom. It's got any helicopters or anything like that on there, go ahead and get that cleaned off of there. Then you want to check your pipes. So I hear this all the time, but I have people come in with their pipes and they're like, yeah, this won't hook up to my pool. And so then I start asking questions because they've had this pool and they're like, well, my friend, they got rid of their pool, so I got their pump and all of that. Lots of pools are different. Lots of pools have different hookups on the wall, on the pump, on the sand filter. Go ahead, take the time, walk out there, make sure your pipes will connect to your pool. There's nothing worse, again, than trying to do it in the evening time and you don't have all the pieces and the fittings. So
You go
take
to
that
open
time,
it,
yep.
and then you're missing, your filter doesn't hook up, or
Yes.
your other parts
Yep.
don't hook up, and then you've already taken out the little knob
Right.
of draining the pool,
Yes,
or whatever
or you've
else.
already got the garden hose in there, filling it up with water. So take this time to kind of assess your equipment. Another thing to think about is take a picture. So a picture gives me like 1,000 words. If you come into this store, we have people come in and, oh, I need this fitting, but it's not always is it a standard fitting or what should seem simple. So snap a picture of it. Bring us a couple pictures and say, this is my piece I have and this is how I need to connect it. Everybody is more than willing to help you, and if you can provide us pictures, it sure makes it a lot easier to solve your problems. And then make sure that you have all your O-rings. So earlier I was just unscrewing this just to show Cassie, and I about lost her O-ring, so I put it right here. But this little O-ring, they've got this style of a hose that connects from their pump to their sand filter, and this little guy right here, it just seats right down in here. But this is what happens.
Super important.
I unhooked her hose and I went like this, and now we're an O-ring short,
And it's gonna leak.
And now it's going to leak, and so we're not going to have the suction that we need or anything else. I'll tell you a really funny story.
Then you can't vacuum it or anything because
No,
you don't
have the suction. A really funny story was I had a pool and the suction, it wasn't working. They called me and they said, this thing, the pump's not even filling up like it should, blah, blah, blah. And so we went out there, we looked it all over, messed with their pump, messed with everything we could think of, and they had an extension cord, and it was a black extension cord, and that O-ring off the basket, it fell off, but it was perfectly coiled in the extension cord. Anyways, I felt really dumb afterwards when I found that out, but one reason to definitely check to make sure your O-rings aren't everything, because once you lose suction, it's trouble from there. Another thing to look at is your baskets. This is a perfect time, guys, to check your baskets. Do you need a new basket for your pump or your skimmers? A lot of pools will have skimmers. They've got baskets in them. Some pools don't have skimmers with baskets, but most will. So if your basket in your pump is cracked, it's letting debris get to your pump, you're going to ruin your pump quicker than you should. Same thing with your basket. If your basket in the skimmer, if it's cracked, that means it's that much more that you got to change this filter, this basket out here. If you've got a good basket in your skimmer, you don't hardly ever have to even mess with this basket because that basket is collecting all your debris. So check your baskets right now. If you have a basket that's broken or you need one that's replaced, some people just like keeping an extra one on hand, and that's really nice.
I do because my kids bang the leaves out and then they crack them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you need a new basket,
And they're not that much money.
no, for your pump or your skimmer, best thing to do is, again, if it's for your pump, snap a picture of your pump. It'll have the manufacturer model number and everything. If your skimmer, they're a little bit trickier, so if you just bring those in, we can get measurements of the basket that you have. By the way, if you bring one in that's broken, it's better off to bring it in broken. I've seen them really trashed, but if you bring one in that's broken, it's a lot easier for me to kind of put the numbers together versus just having to guess maybe what size that basket is. So check your baskets, get some new ones ordered if you need to. We talked about the ladders and the rails. So you get to opening day and you get your ladder going, or you get your pool all opened up and that ladder's still sitting back in the lean-to. Dusty, dirty. What do? You don't want to take the time to clean it off, and you've been out there for 3 hours, so you just go plunk that thing right down in the pool. Well, now you just added all the dirt, all the debris, potentially algae that's from last year on there. So go ahead and get those things brought out, get them cleaned up. If you have everything by your pool, whether you're the one opening it or you're having someone open your pool for you, if you're having someone open your pool for you, they greatly appreciate that everything's there, because a lot of times you had to run to the store, they need the plugs, they can't find them, they got to come back, or they got to halfway open it up and then try to walk you through it on the phone.
And that just costs you more.
Yes, yep. And the last thing is the little eyeballs. So they're called eyeballs on the jets.
On the side of your pool.
On the side of your pool. Where the water comes out. Okay. Yep, where you like to swim up to and be like, oh, that's a really good massage that's giving me. That little eyeball right there, make sure you have those out and available. If you don't have those in there, it will affect the pressure that your pump is operating at. So if you just leave them wide open, you're not getting the circulation that you need in your pool. You're not getting the water movement. So then you end up with a lot more algae and things like that. And we'll talk about how you should angle those, because there are certain angles, certain flows that you want in your pool. So when you get the pool up and operating, you'll want to adjust those eyeballs. But make sure you have them. A lot of times it sounds crazy, but you close them down at the wintertime and you take those out of the pool, you take the plugs out of the pool, and you think, I'm going to put that right there on the shelf, right by the pump. And the dog knocked the shelf over, or the grandkids played in it through the winter time, and then next thing you know, you can't find them. So again, tonight's video is more about just getting it in your mind to start looking at your equipment. It's a lot better to be like, hey, I'm really prepared for this show when I'm ready to open it, than it is to be like, my grandkids want to jump in right now and I don't. It's a mess. So,
and somebody asked about DE filters.
Yeah, DE filters. So it's a type of filter. So you have,
and if we have them.
So when it comes to equipment, we can order it. We would need to know a little bit more information on the pool, which, speaking of.
Yeah, so in the in the link above on the video, there is in the comments above the video, or the info of the video, whatever, there's a little link there, a form, and if you fill that out, we do free water testing as often as you want if you buy your chemicals with us. And so, which is a great perk, because you can literally just bring in water and we will put it in the computer, and the computer will spit out, you need, more chlorine, or you need this or that or whatever. So, and then you can also have access to Caitlin's and ask questions about your pool. Hey, I can't get the algae out. Okay, well, then she can help you troubleshoot, but you need to get your chemicals with us in order to have that service. So there is a link up above that you can fill out your information and update your contact stuff in the computer, in our pool computer, our software, so that we have all of your pool information correct. Because sometimes people are like, oh, I got a different pool, and we're balancing their water off of their last pool, or they decide to move to salt water and we're balancing off of chlorine or bromine or something else. And so take the time, if you've ever had a pool with us or a hot tub or whatever, and fill out that link, that Google form up above, and we'll get all your information updated in the computer. And then when you actually come in again to test your water, we'll already have it done, so you don't have to stand there and holler across the store, yes, I've got this many gallons and I've got salt and all this stuff, and we won't have to check it over. We'll just know yours is updated. So take a minute to fill that out up above.
Absolutely. Yep. And it will just speed things up. We don't intentionally try to be slow. We don't intentionally try to hold you up in the store. But a lot of people think that I got an account with Cleavers. Yep, it's in there. But there's a lot more that goes into, it's chemistry.
There's a bunch of questions.
Right,
on
we've
the
got to know the
form,
gallons and all of that. And again, we'll talk more about that when we go to maintaining the pool and the chemicals. But
and that's important to remember too. Like when you go to fill that out, that form out up above, don't just guess. If you like, I would have to go ask my husband how many thousand gallons we have. I would want accurate information, because the more accurate your information is in that, the better the computer is going to help diagnose what is actually wrong with the pool water and what it needs in order to make it the best, swimming scenario for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And more people, I think, will be home again this year. So, you want to have a pool, and it is a luxury. My dad has told me that 1,000 times, I think. He's like, they're a luxury, but they really are a luxury. And so it's no different than, going to a nice motel. You always want to have a nice pool to swim in. So if you've got one in your backyard, you want it to be nice. You want your friends and your family to come over and enjoy your pool and not be like, oh, is that a pond or a pool back there? So
right. And we'll teach you. I mean, Caitlin, I know she says she's not a pool expert, but you've been doing pools for how many years did you say? 15?
Yeah, I mean 15 that I've actively been an adult doing them. So we don't have to say my age, but I was a little bitty tyke when I was running around with my dad, so we could add a few more years on there. But 15 that I could say that I was knowledgeable about him. So yeah.
So she has a lot of knowledge about pools and just how to fix a lot of the issues, and so that is a huge benefit to be able to have in the store. So when you go through and start all of this stuff, if you have questions as you're going, be sure and let us know. You can text in or call, and we can help you out. But don't forget, you said we can order all the supplies, depending on what we have access to, just like everybody else. Kind of like campers or low in numbers, availability.
Yes.
Pool supplies are too.
Very much.
If you are planning to open your pool and you need a cartridge filter or DE stuff or the pool sand or any of that stuff, go ahead and get it ordered. Get your baskets ordered. Get all your stuff coming, because it's going to be low quantities everywhere, because everybody's going to be needing them. So definitely get that rolling.
Yep. And I'm going to go back one more time on changing the sand in this filter, because I'm telling you, changing this is going to eliminate so many headaches. So again, if the reason you're not wanting to change it is because I don't want to have to go in and lug these bags of sand and stuff home, I don't want to have to have my husband, he hates the pool, he always has to take care of it, it's going to be more work for him. Have the stuff ready. They're going to be a lot more willing to be like, okay, it's all sitting right there, I can dump the sand out and get the new in there. But it really will eliminate so many headaches through this season.
We had a lot of algae problems last year, and I know a lot of it was because we should have changed the sand, and we just didn't.
Absolutely.
But we'll deliver that for you, and if you want to throw on chemicals or whatever else, if you're already ordering your sand and you're like, hey, toss me on one of those long
algicide,
all the pool stuff, a pool pole, all the things, then we will absolutely do that. So and deliver it, no problem. So just holler in. Like we said, you can text in now and do orders or any kind of communication on our 6070. The 431-6070 number is our main phone number. You can call that or you can text in. It goes to every employee in the store has access to that, and so it's a pretty cool system that we really are loving, because it's so easy.
Right.
So and what else about equipment tonight? Just get it all out. Check all the things.
Yep. Just take the time to plan a little bit ahead and just check all of your equipment. I know it's raining. We had to actually move inside. We were going to do this outside, but it's raining. I know it doesn't seem like you want to open it today, but man, Sunday when it was 75 and Monday when it was 80, everybody wanted to open their pool. So take the time now. It's a little bit earlier. I will tell you guys, this is just a secret. If you open your pool just a tad earlier, you will eliminate some of the problems as well.
So I was just going to ask you that. So last year, we waited until it was nice outside. It had been nice outside for I don't know, however long. And Caitlin said, you really should open your pool earlier, because all you did was let the sunshine cook that algae and make the water even nastier. And I was like, what? And so I am going to press Jason to open earlier than we did last year.
Absolutely.
So, and I didn't realize that. I didn't think. Yeah. I just thought I should wait until
the water's warm. Until it's
use it. Going to be nice outside, and and you were like, you actually made a mistake by doing that.
That's correct.
So,
yeah. And sometimes like things just don't allow you to. But if you have the opportunity to, it's not going to cost you any more to open it just a couple weeks earlier. If no one's swimming in it, it actually gives you a chance to get ahead of your chemicals. And so then that way you're running the race versus letting your water run the race the whole season. You'll always be behind the 8 ball if you open it up. It's going to be dirty. I'm not telling you you're going to open it 2 weeks early and it's going to be a crystal clear pool, but it sure makes getting it cleaned up and getting it cleared up a lot easier.
Yeah, I think our problem was we waited a long time last year. The algae cooked in there underneath that black cover and made it so much more algae, and then we didn't have new sand. And so it was like a fight all year long to get all of that gone. And so I'm excited this year for it to be a little bit less drama. It's like a little, guacamole. It's extra.
That's right. And these things they do have some preciousness inside of them. I had to tell your husband today in my office, when you change that sand, don't be a ramrod in there beating stuff around. So just remember, there are parts and pieces in here. You can't just tip them upside and roll them down a hill. You don't want to damage any of the plumbing that's inside of the sand filter, but it's a very simple task to do. It's very worth it. Seriously, crack a beer open, you can get it done in just 30 minutes probably. So whatever works for your spouses.
To the 2 people who don't even drink.
That's right. Yeah.
So we will definitely, when we do ours, we will definitely do a quick video of that and post with this so that you can see how to do that, how to change the sand filter. If you're going to be doing it before we do that and you need help, just call in and ask or text in and ask or whatever, and we'll set up a time to call you and figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we keep a lot of the parts in stock, but some stuff does have to be ordered. So make sure that you get rolling on that. So fill out the form on the video so that we can get you in the pool system with all of your pool or hot tub. We will test hot tub water too.
We do.
And it's super easy. That way you can have, all the things there. Get that done. And then just a reminder, the dog food for it's exclusive and red flannel are buy one, get one half.
Correct.
Through Saturday. So it's awesome dog food. I'm getting ready to post some information about all of the really great ingredients that are in those. It's really a very good line.
Quality. It is a good quality.
A very good quality.
You can. I definitely feel confident putting the word quality in with that dog food. So it's a really good quality, especially like you said, it's got a digestive, some ingredients in there to help with digestive and stomach issues. And
Purina tests every product that they make. They put it through the animal and they test it before and after, like coming out. They test it and see, okay, well, what did it do? And so it's all quality control, I feel on all of their products.
Yep. And we've got 2 great guys in the feed room who, if you're not sure, and maybe you don't want exclusive, like I'm not trying to not sell exclusive, but if you're just not sure or your dog is having a problem, maybe they're real sensitive to certain foods, or these dog foods have caused me problems. Kent and Kyle, I'm going to shout them out both right now. They are very knowledgeable and they're so easy to talk to, and they want to hear from you. They want to talk to you about it. Right. So give them the opportunity to at least let you know the products that we have. I think we have 23 different dog foods. So we've got to have something that'll fit the mold, and every dog's different, but we've got to have it.
And we have access to a lot more than that.
Absolutely.
We can order in all the sensitive things and all the special brands and whatever. That is a great note on that they are very, very knowledgeable on that. And you can also, like we said, on the dog food, you can do a subscription. So if you want it auto shipped and delivered free to your house, not only do we have that, and you can just text in and say, hey, this is Cassie and I want the exclusive. I want it auto shipped every 3 weeks. Here's my information. We will set that up for you for free. But we have those dog food reward programs.
Super cool program with exclusive.
You buy X amount of bags and you get a free bag.
Where else can you get a free bag of dog food? But exclusive as a brand. Exclusive
like Java Junction, getting my free coffee.
Exclusive and Red Flannel as a brand, they both have, it's called a purchaser program. So if you buy 8 bags, you get 1 free. And then I think it's 10 bags on the Red Flannel. So, but still a really good opportunity. You got a pup, they're a lifelong friend. You're going to buy that number of bags of food. So why not be able to have a free month in there that you can get a free bag of dog food?
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I love that we are doing the subscription too. So
Yeah.
I have, friends who are like, well, I just like to get mine auto shipped, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, actually we do auto ship with delivery, and you get the benefit of shopping local. And
the delivery, I know a lot of people, and there's tons of people we're going to miss that aren't watching this video, but we deliver all over. We deliver to Iola every single day. And we deliver, really kind of a 30-mile radius. But if you're wondering if you're within that 30-mile radius, pick the phone up and call us and say, hey, do you deliver to me? Because
or text us.
Most likely we're going to be like, yep, we'll get you on a truck. It might not be every day, but we do stretch out there. And our delivery drivers, they're great guys. So they don't mind at all bringing, all they got to bring is a bag of dog food. They don't mind at all.
Yeah,
that's better than unloading 80 blocks or something.
Right.
So they won't mind at all.
Just a note to some of you who are on here too. I know a lot of you have been asking about the mulch sale that we had last year.
Yes.
So that's in May. It's
in May.
coming up. It starts like May 8th or 9th or 10th. I don't know. It's mid-May. It starts. The buy 4 bags for $12, right?
Right. Yep, because it comes down to $3 a bag.
Yeah,
yep.
so just
free
watch
delivery.
for the mulch sale. Yeah, free delivery. That is coming up. And we still do, we will do free delivery now.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
all of your spring products and everything. And if you want to see what blocks we have, don't forget you can go to cleaverfarm.com/store and you can see all the outdoor blocks. Well, we can get a lot more than that, but what we keep in stock.
Yes.
Our stock items, I guess I should say, are all on there, and the mulches and the soils and all that stuff that we have in store all the time.
Yeah.
So, like we said, if you have questions, feel free to text us at the store number. You can call or text, but sometimes you're thinking about it and it's nighttime and you're like, oh, I always do that with my haircuts, and it's like 8 o'clock and I just need to go ahead and text and get it done. So just text into the number. It will reply to you and let you know we're closed, but somebody will get back to you as soon as possible. The number is 620-431-6070, and that's always there to text or call. And Facebook messages go through that system too, but you definitely text, and you can place your dog food orders or your other orders that way. And we will do the free delivery with the subscription too as well, and free delivery anytime, but we'll also do the auto ship. So okay,
and look forward to in a couple weeks, next week or a couple weeks.
Yeah, we will post when Pool 102 class is coming up. Because we don't know the exact date, but because we're going to do it, it'll be opening of the pool. So we're actually legitimately going to open our pool and show you all the things. But go ahead and rewatch this video if you have any questions. Get prepared. It will be on our YouTube page too, so you can recheck it out. Yeah. Get all your equipment ready to go so that you can get it opened before it sits there in the hot heat for an extra few weeks. While it's still cool, plan on getting it opened. So, okay, we hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.